Well,
What else is going on?
what else is going on? Aaliyah,
Yes,
she's
forever
supposed
and
to be dropping.
always.
Well, they're supposed to be dropping her Unstoppable album this month. We don't particularly know when, but it's supposed to come out in January. That's what her uncle said.
Maybe for her in her birthday this month.
Is it? I don't know.
I
You
think
the
so.
Aaliyah fan, child. Well, anyway, Barry Hankerson recently went on the Geno Jones
Her
show
birthday is on the 16th.
on the 16th. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But they spoke about like how the album will have appearances from The Weeknd, Drake, Snoop Dogg, Future, Neo. Yeah. So the fans aren't happy about that. Now, there's already fans that are like, "Oh, I don't know why they're doing an album. She's not around." We talked about that before. But the main argument that fans are having is that people feel that the Unstoppable album will lack R&B representation, and
Right.
people don't want to hear an Aaliyah project that sounds too hip hop, right? And they want an album with female artists, opposed to a feature list that's male dominated.
Right.
Is this a valid argument?
I mean, people gonna want what they want. They don't have
Mhm.
nothing to do with the music, but I would think that if y'all were gonna put out, or if they were gonna put out another posthumous album from Aaliyah, I would expect in my brain, if there was gonna be a feature, I would expect Missy Elliott to be on it in
Okay.
some type of way. You know what I mean? Like the people she's worked with before, or
Yeah.
some of the new girls who are operating in her space. Like there could have been a song with Summer Walker or a Janae Aiko or Tinashe. Hell, y'all could have got Sierra on there. That would have been a moment. You know what I mean? Or anything that would have signaled to her legacy. In my brain, I'm thinking like The Weeknd. I don't know how that makes sense, but okay.
You
I'm
sound
going to song
old.
with Aaliyah.
Well,
I
that's
get,
the Poison song.
I get Drake because Drake
Drake
is
was a
like a
fan.
super fan.
Mm-hmm.
Snoop Dogg, you know, he knew Aaliyah. Future, I'm like, this toxic nigga, like, oh God.
Not Future. There was some of the tweets I wanted to look up. There was somebody that literally said, "Yo, if I hear drill sirens and Maybach in the background, I'm like, y'all need to stop." It's. I mean,
I think it's pretty cool though if they do bring her into a space where it does sound current, or use or retool the music that she recorded, that hadn't been released, and tool it for the present. Because I think it's part of expanding their legacy, so they have music that continues to play from here until forever. I think some fans, once the ride is over, you just want to bask in their glory,
yeah,
bask in the stuff that they left behind, and replay that and just stay in that moment. Because when you play around with new sounds, a lot of artists, even living artists, when they do their journey, they may try something or they start experimenting and people don't like it.
mm-hmm.
And it turns the fans off, like, why'd you change what was working, and blah, blah, blah. And so for her not to be here anymore, putting out a new album with newer artists can be kind of risky and tricky.
Yeah.
Pertaining to her legacy, because what if this album comes out and it's trash? And we're gonna be like, I cannot believe this man literally put this trash album out and got that under Aaliyah's name.
Mm-hmm.
And
I
but I
mean,
think that any real fans are gonna
yeah.
listen, and support it as best as you can.
I mean, even
But
just judging by like how Poison, the reaction with that song, they had to redo it because the sound wasn't where it needed to be, or her sound was like more. It was because they recorded it years ago, like it was years ago, and you're trying to put it over the weekend, and it sound different. As a sound person myself, I could tell when I was listening to it, I was like, okay, yeah, I don't know how this is going to work out with these newer artists. So just hearing that
and the newer technology too. So
and the newer technology, exactly.
Let's see. We'll see how it goes. I'm gonna take a listen. But our birthday's this month, so I wouldn't be surprised if they drop it
on her birthday.
On birthday. See if we can get Aaliyah to top the charts one more time.
Well, didn't she was on the charts when they did the re-release. Now, see, I thought it was going to stop there, but dang, okay, all right. Well, we'll see how it does. I mean, didn't they do like They did a release of like when Michael Jackson died. Like they had an album for him, right? But it didn't do as well as the other ones. I think it was
I think
Escape.
Michael Jackson. What? Yeah, Great Escape. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that was the last album he recorded. And that was the album he was going to be supposedly going on tour for with the "This Is It" tour.
Okay, so this is already in the works. It's not like
Yeah,
unreleased stuff.
yeah, that was the album that he was supposed to be touring next.
So
Was
this will be the first artist. Or I mean, did they do anything for Tupac and Biggie? They never did no unreleased stuff.
yeah, I don't think that wasn't a thing back then. It was just like they're dead and
Mm-hmm.
all right.
Now they're dead and all right.
Like they're dead and all right.
So
Well, because
this will be the first artist that they do this with. Now, mind you, if it does well, I mean, you might get a unreleased Whitney or
I mean, Whitney's on tour right now, so
the
I wouldn't
hologram.
be surprised. Right.
Mm. I mean, what do you say to the people that kind of feels, like it's a little weird?
I don't have anything to say to them. They're entitled to their feelings. They're entitled to feel however they want to feel. But I feel
I
like
mean,
the
you had your
fans.
thoughts with the hologram with Whitney. I mean,
I still have my thoughts with the hologram. I think it's kind of eerie to see.
yeah.
It literally. I was watching some on YouTube last month, like watching some of the clips from the show
Mm-hmm.
with the dancers and the lights. I was like, it literally feels like you're watching a ghost perform. Like that's what it feels like. I'm like, people
Yeah.
really paid full price tickets to go watch a Whitney Houston
Not a ghost.
CGI perform on a TV screen next to real people. I mean, for a fan who loves the music, like
Mm-hmm.
it is
I'm trying to
like
see
it brings
myself in
those
it. Like
moments back.
if it was
But
Nikki, like I'm trying to visualize it. I don't know because
I don't know. I don't know
I
about no
don't know.
ghost telling me. Like, I don't know about no ghost talking about you bitches make some noise. Like, wait a minute.
You gonna
Don't
throw
be
the mic to
disrespect- right, holding the mic. You
uh-uh.
disrespected me from the grave, girl. But no,
Child.
I don't know. I probably would go if I get a chance to see her live in person. I'd be like, well, I mean, still Nicki Minaj. If I go to you go to the club and you listen to the music and you rap along, you know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? They not there then. So what's the difference? It's
True.
like you're at a club where there's a stage and there's a big screen, and you know, it's like watching a music video. That's what I'm gonna tell myself. It's like watching a new
Not
music video
that's what I'm gonna tell myself.
while I'm there jamming and singing the songs and reminding myself, like, okay, wait, I
All
can't
right,
even
well
go
let's
backstage.
take this to the next, to the Whitney Houston. Let me stop. I mean, I think I've seen some of it, but like I don't know. I guess I have to really be there to really feel it because it's like this is like I'm watching something like you said CGI, like some kind of Toy Story or
It was very interesting. I was like, it
yeah.
felt like I was watching like, oh, that's interesting. Like how they got her moves down and like the little special effects. She'll turn and like her
Right.
clothes will change. It's like the very fairy godmother.
Not very
And I was
good.
like, it's like yes, they turned Whitney into magic, and she's always going to be with us. So it's cool. But I thought it was weird when Michael Jackson performed at the BET Awards or the Grammys. He was dead, and they had him. They had the hologram
I
performance.
remember that. Yeah, I was like,
I was
honey,
like,
what we not gonna do?
whoa, no.
Ciao.
But I mean, shoot, in my brain, I'm thinking like that's gonna be Beyonce's next visual album. Is that she's like Corona's still alive, but I want a hologram too. She'll be alive at the house.
Well, see, we might be getting to that anyway. I mean, with this whole metaverse thing on the rise, and there's a lot of artists that does like Fortnite performances.
Fortnite
Like
performances.
Yeah, like
Mm-hmm.
Ariana Grande did it. Travis Scott did it. Yeah, we never did talk about Travis Scott on the show. Yeah, that was.
What are we gonna talk about him for?
Well, I'm just saying we never got to because we wasn't on the show. But that's weird. But
What
anyway,
happened? I don't know what happened. What happened
not
with him?
not what happened with him. The dang Astro World. I'm just saying we never got around talking about his situation, but it's too late. Obviously,
people are dying. Oh
not
yeah,
people are dying.
mm-hmm.
Not you act like you forgot.
I did. I did. I forgot. I mean, yeah, it was a moment for like a week, and then I forgot.
But like I said,
That's how the news cycle works, honey.
yes,
People dying, you just move on.
not people dying to just move on. Man.
I'm pretty sure it's going to change the way that they like the security measures for
Oh,
live
absolutely.
concerts moving forward, and like even artists like I think it was Teyana Taylor. She was on tour, her little final tour, and she saw a girl in the audience. It was like, "Is she okay? Hold on, stop the music. Wait a minute."
He's
like, "We're not doing that.
about to
Come to the
retire.
front." She was like, "Right, I'm about to retire. You're about to sue me. Come on to the front. Bring her to the front."
But dang, it's
so, but yeah, so it's gonna be interesting to see how they maneuver this album and how the rollout's gonna be. And in my brain, I'm like, it's Aaliyah, and I want videos, and I want to,
right.
but I don't want them to. I don't want them to do like a hologram or like a look-alike or like.
Well, I mean, they might get it, depending on how this album doing, and people want to tour. They might. I mean, I don't know. I mean, hell.
They could also do the all animated videos like they had started doing with
They did that with
back
Tinashe.
in the 90s and 2000. Like they had animated. I think Toni Braxton had an animated piece in her video.
Really? Oh, she did.
Yeah. That was years ago though. It was like in the early 2000s. He was a man in that video, and then Aaliyah had it in her More Than a Woman, like the intro.
Yeah, I remember that.
It's funny, but like the promotion for them re-releasing Red, it had a animated promo where it was her like going to this vault. She had this red jumpsuit. It's like, and like she unlocked the vault and like let it free.
Right.
And it was like a spirit or like a dove, and it went onto the thing. So if they keep that, like, I'd be here for an Aaliyah cartoon album. I mean, people do live studio albums, people doing visual albums. Give me an Aaliyah animated feature film or something.
Well, it's depending on whoever's on that team, because I mean, how do you feel about the uncle? Like, I don't know. People say a lot of things, but whatever. We'll see how this comes out. We're definitely gonna listen to it. And when it comes out, we'll definitely talk about it.
Right. We love your song. We definitely gonna buy it. Good night.
We're gonna buy it. Everybody's gonna buy it.
Everybody's gonna buy it. Good night.
Not good night. Anyway,